Are you able to hear me now?
So, yes,
Able
ma'am.
to hear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Is audible.
Earlier, you were able to hear me? Okay, let me just.
It's not audible, ma'am. Now it is audible. We are able to hear.
We do the closed paragraphs again, and then that's fine. You want
Ma'am, not audible. Yeah.
not audible now?
No,
No, okay, ma'am.
no, okay. No.
Okay. So this is what we are going to do. First, should we do the close tests and then we go with the other thing?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
Okay,
ma'am.
fine. So are you able to see the screen?
No, ma'am.
No? Okay, let me
No.
just one more time show. Just 1 minute. How
No,
about
it's,
now?
yeah, no, it's okay, ma'am.
Yeah, fine. Okay. So I just want you all to read the paragraph, excuse me, and then from there we'll take it. Okay, this is working like this, huh? Okay, fine. Does somebody want to read, or you'll read yourself and then I'll give you the what do you call it? Let us have it like a test. Is that okay?
Yes, okay, ma'am.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, I'll give you just 5 minutes, not more than that, and take a paper and a pen or a pencil, whatever you have, so that you can just see that. Okay. It should be, this shouldn't take more than 2 minutes to read, right? So in 2 minutes, I'll change it. Should I go to the next page? Done? I'm going to the first part. The Monday's record rally in the stocks should be seen as that was dashed primarily by investor sentiment. Sorry. Devi, can you unmute yourself? Sorry, mute yourself, please. Yeah. So what are they saying here? Monday's record rally in stock should be seen as that was dashed primarily by investor sentiments rather than by market fundamentals. Okay, so what is the first one? What are the options you have? Detrimental, driven, decayed, ride, sway. So what would be the correct option here? Monday's record rally in stocks should be seen as one that was dashed primarily by the investor sentiments rather than by the market fundamentals. So this rally was what? Seen as what? That was detrimental, that was driven, that was decayed, that was a ride, or that was sway. Which is the correct option you think here? Answer is already given, but still. These are the options. I wish I had a PPT of this also. Vishnupriya, are you able to hear me?
Yeah, ma'am.
So
That's
what was the first? So I was just asking the first one. What was the answer for the first one, students? It was Monday's record rally in stocks should be seen as what?
ma'am wants options, ma'am.
First one is detrimental.
Mhm.
Right? Easy one. Rally should be seen as one that was
Ma'am, now you are not at all audible, ma'am.
now.
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay. So the rally in stock should be seen as one that was primarily, what was it? Driven by, or the correct one, what would it be? The answer would be D, driven. Okay, because the use of, I'll give you the explanation, the use of was just before the blank signifies the second form of verb, right? Use be in the blank. So D, E are not proper. So detrimental means decisive, which is contextually not meeting the theme of the sentence. Decayed means deteriorated, which is also of no meaning in the context. Driven means run, which surely fits the context and can fit into this blank. So the correct answer is driven. Monday's record rally in stocks should be seen as the one that was driven primarily by investor sentiments rather than by market fundamentals. So, as with any purely sentiment driven rally, things can take a turn for the worse if subsequent events dash meet the market's expectation. So, what will be the second one? Okay, where's the one? Yeah. So the pass, proceed, fail, attempt, make. What would be the option? Where is the one? Yeah. As purely sentiment driven rally, things can take a turn for worse if subsequent events dash to meet the market's expectation. So is it pass, fail, or what was the other one? Pass, proceed, fail, attempt, make. What makes the sense? Which option makes the best sense, students? Children, you're not answering.
Today's one is a bit difficult than yesterday's one, ma'am. So trying to answer.
Okay, I just got a little difficult one. You're finding it a little difficult?
Yeah, ma'am.
Okay, what they are trying to say, okay, as with any purely sentiment driven rally, things can take a turn for the worse if subsequent events dash to meet the market expectations. The only thing that fits here is fail, right? If the events
Fail.
fail to meet the, yeah, fail the market expectations. So there is very little in the form of market fundamentals to warrant the kind of exuberance shown by the investors on Monday. Corporate earnings data released as of now for January-March quarter suggests that earnings might actually witness a dash fall from what they were a year ago. So witness a dash fall. So see, what should we see? What is the option? See, this is C here. Option is significant, impromptu, consistency, exonerated, or exemplary. What will be the answer? What fall? Is it significant fall, impromptu fall, consistency fall, exonerated fall, or exemplary fall? What would you say? The correct word would be C. Corporate earnings data released of now for Monday quarter suggests that the earnings might actually witness a significant fall because consistency will not fit here, impromptu will not fit here, exemplary fall, no, it doesn't make sense. So it is this significant fall from what they were in a year ago, right? So this is significant for C. Let us see what they say for this. Okay. Use of article A before the blank signifies a word that starts with a consonant. So impromptu is ruled out, exonerated is ruled out, exemplary is ruled out because all the three are vowels. Consistency fall doesn't make sense. So the only option or the one which fits right there is the significant. So option A, significant, is a correct one. Okay, understood? I'll just send this to you all. Maybe this is a little difficult, then maybe we'll go to a little, let me see what was the other one. Okay, just see if this is fine for you all. This also is, this is a little better. Okay, can we go with this, children? Read this one. This is a little simpler one. The first thing you dash if you look at a map is that the Arctic, unlike the Antarctic, is an ocean surrounded by continents. Alastair Fraser, a geoscientist from Imperial College of London, told Life Science. Firstly, this means there's a huge quantity of dash material available in the form of Dead Sea, centuries such as plankton and algae, which form the basis of what will dash become oil and gas. Secondly, the surrounding ring of continents means that the Arctic basin contains a high proportion of continental crust, which makes up about 50% of its oceanic area. Fraser explained. That's significant because continental crust as dash to ocean crust, which makes up the rest of the area, typically contains deep depressions called basins into which organic matter sinks, he said. This is very simple. So the first one, the first thing you dash if you look at a map is that Arctic, unlike Antarctic, is an ocean surrounded by continents. So what are the options? Realize, endeavor, associate, intend, pretend. So the first thing when you see, the first thing you dash if you look at a map is the first thing you realize, endeavor, associate, intent, or pretend. What? No. When you look at a map, the
Realize.
first, yes, the first thing you realize, see, these all will not fit only. Yes. The first thing you realize if you look at a map is that Arctic, unlike the Antarctic, is an ocean surrounded by continents. Now let's go to the second one. Firstly, this means there's a huge quantity of dash material available in the form of Dead Sea. So what are the options? A is the correct option. So toxic, utility, stable, flammable, or organic. What is the best option here? Firstly, this means there's a huge quantity of toxic material, inflammable material, organic material. What was the other one? Stable material or utility material? Which do you think is the best fit here because he's talking about continents and all? Stable material, inflammable material, toxic. Toxic means which is very not good for health, which is bad. Inflammable is which can catch fire. Utilities which is
Dangerous.
usable, you can use. And organic, which
Toxic.
is the
Toxic, ma'am, because uh, dash material available in the Dead Sea, creatures such as plankton and algae, they're spoiling, ma'am, actually. So it can
no,
be
no, no.
toxic.
Sorry, you need to understand planktons and algae are not spoiling. They are also living
They are
things, right?
spoiled, ma'am. They are
They
spoiled. Thing. So toxic material can spoil plankton and algae.
okay. Now read the sentence again. Firstly, this means there's a huge quantity of dash material available in the form of dead sea creatures such as plankton and algae, which form the basis of what will dash become oil and gas. So toxic material cannot become oil and gas, right? See the
Yeah, ma'am.
sentence.
Okay, ma'am.
So
Okay, I
it
got
will
it.
be
I got it,
toxic
ma'am.
material will not become oil and gas. So it will be organic. Toxic, utility, stable, flammable, organic. So the best option is organic because it's a huge quantity of organic material there, right? And what will the next option is? Primarily, prematurely, lately, ultimately, freshly. What is it? They are telling this organic material available in the form of Dead Sea, which forms the basis of what will dash become oil and gas. So in the future, what will primarily become oil and gas, which will prematurely become oil and gas, which will lately become oil and gas, which will ultimately become oil and gas, or which will freshly become oil and gas, which is the correct word? Ultimately, right? Because the organic material which forms the basis of oil and gas, so ultimately is the appropriate word. So these things which are there, which are stored there and as a dead sea, which has not been still discovered or not been used, so ultimately it will become oil and gas. So this is the correct option. Freshly will not fit. Which will freshly become oil and gas? No. Which will primarily become oil and gas? No. Which will prematurely become? No. Which will lately become? No. So the best option is ultimately. Now the first, okay. Arctic Basin contains a high proportion of continental crust, which makes up about 50% of its or oceanic area. Fraser explained. That's significant because continental crust as dash to ocean crust, which makes up the rest of the area, typically contains deep depressions called basins into which organic matter sinks, he said. So when you say significant because continental crust as dash to ocean crust, without saying, I think it should be compared. Let us see if it is, there's a word called compared here. Hmm. Callous, rebellious, opposed, contagious, similar. So what will be the correct option? Only word opposed is meaningful and appropriate at the blank. That's significant because continental crust as opposed to oceanic crust. That's what they're telling. It's a little tricky. Children, did you understand this one?
No,
Students,
ma'am.
no? Okay. So what they're trying to say is here, let me see the options for the last one. Callous, rebellious, opposed, contagious, similar. Contagious is means something which is not, what do you call it? If you, the diseases are contagious, we say, right? If you go, you catch. So here contagious will not work. Similar, they're trying to say if it is similar, as similar to, as callous to, as rebellious to, as opposed to. Okay, so now here what they are trying to say is the significant, that's significant because continental crust as opposed to means just opposite to the oceanic crust. Continent is a solid, let's earth, and ocean is water. So the continental crust as opposed to ocean crust, which makes up the rest of the area, typically contains deep depressions called basins into which organic matter sinks. So he's trying to say that there are, organic crusts there in which all this matter sinks. So the best option here will be opposed, means which is against. It's unlike, the other word I would use is unlike continental crust, the ocean crust, which makes up is what it is. Understood? Because similar will not fit you. Okay, the that's significant because what is that, continent crust as similar to, they're not trying to compare here, they're saying it is opposite, so the correct word will be opposed here. Understood, children? Students, did you get it what I'm trying to say?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
What they're trying to say, the only word, okay, not this one, wait, yeah, the only word opposed is meaningful and appropriate at the blank. That's significant because continental crust as opposed to the ocean crust. The other words are inappropriate in the blank and do not have any meaning to the sentence. Hence, they can be discarded. Right. This is one more thing. It's a little. Do you want to do this? It's a little tricky one about sports. Or should I send it to you? Okay. This is a very nice one. I think this is artificial intelligence. I think you will like it. Just read and see if you can understand this. The impact of artificial intelligence and robotics on employment opportunities have been a topic of much speculation. When it comes to dash and manipulating data, processing complex mathematical problems and executing tasks in the dash, AI and robotics are the most preferred choice. As a result, AI has penetrated almost every industry from construction, transport, and manufacturing to business intelligence, education, and healthcare. It is therefore not surprising that the many Silicon Valley figures, including Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg, believe that not only artificial intelligence support and enhance existing jobs, but it can also create new roles. I'm reading the whole passage for you. As a report generated by Gartner suggests that by 2020, AI would dash an estimated 2.3 million jobs. This figure was calculated by taking into account the 1.8 million jobs made simpler by automation. However, like any other dash, when it comes to domain skills, AI and robotics also require dedicated training courses. This has spurred the need dash artificial intelligence courses, thus preparing professionals for a new wave of change brought about by innovations in robotics and artificial intelligence. The AI and robotics sector never failed to dash people with innovations. Tasks that used to be considered extremely complex until previously have now been rendered simple, thus giving professionals a broader phase to focus on other tasks. In addition to this, the proliferation of AI techniques has yet another, what is it? Has yet another, okay, dash. As the number of AI and robotic devices increase, so will the need for job roles to support and maintain their functioning. As a result, there will be a demand for professionals who dash robotics and AI at every stage of the development cycle. This amounts to at least a two-thirds increase in the current job scenario. Was it easy, children? Simple? Something that relates to your generation, AI and robotics?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
the first one, the impact of artificial intelligence and robotics on employment opportunities have always been a topic of much speculation. When it comes to A and manipulating data, so let us see what are the options for A. Okay, organizing, adjusting, rejecting, replacing. Organizing data, adjusting data, rejecting data, replacing data. So here, when it comes to dash and manipulating data, organizing, replacing, adjusting, what will the correct word be here? Best preferred?
Organizing.
Yes, when it comes to organizing and manipulating data, processing complex mathematical problems and executing tasks in the dash. In the dash is what we have to see. B, correct. Organizing is the first one, first option. Here, the author is talking about AI in various segments. In the first example, he states when it comes to managing data, the AI is preferred. So, rejecting is out of context here, and it means to dismiss. Replacing means switch, no. Adjust doesn't make any sense. So, organize is the correct word. Organize means to arrange systematically. So, that is the correct word. The second B, far cry, blink of an eye. These are all idioms. Caught between two stools, heat of a moment. So, far cry, blink of an eye, caught between two stools, heat of a moment. Which will be the best option here? See, processing complex mathematical problems and executing tasks in the far cry, in a blink of an eye, in between two stools, or in what was the other one?
Heat of
Of
the
the moment. Yes. So
of
which is the correct one here?
blink
They
of
can,
an eye. Blink
yes,
of
just yeah, in the blink of an eye means it's very fast without even you realizing it has happened. Right? So that is called blink of an eye. Correct. So, when it comes to organizing and manipulating data, processing complex mathematical problems, and executing tasks in the blink of an eye, AI and robotics are the most preferred choice. Very good, we got this. So, as a result, there's so much, it has penetrated every industry, and the CEO of Facebook has said that there'll be new roles which will be created. Now, we'll go to the next para. A report, sorry, a report generated by Gartner suggests that by 2020, AI would be dash an estimated 2.3 million jobs. Would what? I think it should be great. Okay. Discover, maintain, generate, implement. AI would discover jobs, maintain jobs, generate jobs, or implement jobs. Which is the correct option, children? A
generate.
report. Yes, AI would generate an estimated 2 million jobs. It's very easy. Means it will generate so many jobs. Okay. This figure was calculated by taking into account the 8 million jobs made simpler by automation. However, like any other dash, when it comes to domain skills, AI and robotics also require dedicated training. So, however, like any other what? Let us see what are the options. Okay. However, like any other equipment, any other technology, technological, advanced, which is the correct one?
Technology.
Yes.
Technology.
Yes, because however, like any other equipment, no, we are not talking about equipment here. We are not talking about advanced will not fit because it's a past form. Technological will not fit here. So the correct option is the noun form technology. So just like any other technology, it's a big one. Okay. So, correct. However, like any other technology, when it comes to domain skills, AI and robotics also require dedicated training courses. This has spurred the need dash artificial intelligence courses. Spurred the need what? We'll see. E.
Of.
Yes, I think that is what it is. Okay. It's a 6. Hmm. Okay. Spurred the need for at, in, of.
Of.
Yes, correct. Spurred the need. Which one is the correct one?
Need of.
Let's go back. Okay. This has spurred the need dash artificial intelligence courses. Need of artificial intelligence courses for at. What is the correct one?
Of. Need
Need
of.
of or need for?
Need
Required. For?
for.
Huh?
Need for. Not. Need for. For,
Need
ma'am.
for. Yes, for. It means require. It is giving the correct preposition here would be for. This has spurred the need for artificial intelligence courses, thus preparing professionals for a new wave of change brought about by innovations in the robotics and AI. The AI robotics sector never failed to dash people with innovation. So let us see what it is. F. Impress, involve, demand, supported, which is the correct one. AI and robotics does not fail to impress people with the innovations, involve people, demand people, supported people. Which will be the correct word? AI is what is it doing? It is impressing us, right? Involve will not fit here. Demand, supported, no. The sentence here is talking about AI makes difficult and complex tasks easy and simple. So demand is illogical and out of context. Supported is grammatically incorrect as to requires as an infinitive. Involved does not make sense in the given context. So impress means to make someone when you're respecting something or when you're admiring something, right? So you're so impressed by it. So impress is the correct word here. It does not fail to impress. I think this is becoming a little, going up and down. Okay. AI robotics sector never failed to impress people with innovations. Understood?
Yes,
Children?
ma'am.
Yeah, the last one. In addition to this, the proliferation of AI techniques has yet another dash. As the number of AI and robotic devices increase, so will the need for job roles to support and maintain their functioning. So the proliferation of AI techniques has yet another what? Yet another, let us see what are the options. Yet another benefit, gain, explore, amount. Which is the correct one? So the AI and the robotics have yet another benefit. Bane means it is not a benefit. The opposite of benefit is bane. Explore, amount. What is the correct one, children?
Benefit.
Yes. So it will have yet another benefit because it is creating all the more jobs. Correct. Let us just see the explanation. The passage is discussing the advantages and profits of AI and robotics. Bane means a cause of distress, means that is something which causes you distress, which you're annoyed, which is not, opposite of benefit. Explore is grammatically incorrect as it is a verb and the blank requires a noun. Amount can be eliminated as well because it is contextually incorrect. So benefit means advantage, which is the correct one here. We'll go back and we'll see how things are here. Yeah. In addition to this, the proliferation of AI techniques had yet another benefit. As the number of AI and robotic devices increase, so will the need of jobs roles to support and maintain their functioning. As a result, there will be a demand for professionals who dash robotics and AI at every stage of the development cycle. Who dash? What is that? Let us see. H8. Who receive, understand, consider, simple. So there will be a requirement of people who will understand, who will receive, who will consider, who will simple. Which is the correct one? Receive, understand, consider, simple. See, as a result, there will be a demand of professionals who understand robotics and AI at every stage of development cycle. This amounts to at least 2/3 of the increase in the job scenario. Understand will be the correct option there. Let's see if it is correct. B. Understand, yes. See, who receive is will not. In the last sentence of the passage, the author talks about the requirement of the professionals in the field of AI and robotics. Receive means to give something and it is out of context, eliminated. Consider means to think about something carefully. And simple means plain and basic, so it doesn't make sense. So the only thing which makes sense there is understand, means who have the knowledge of that field. So this is the correct answer. Understood, children? Okay. Was it a little
Yes, ma'am.
difficult today? Okay. So I'll just send the whole thing. There are 4 or 5 more in this. Okay. You can just go through and with explanation, it is there. So you can do that there. Now we'll do the rules for.
Ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, shall any sports related clothes? Yes. Sports related clothes.
It is there. It is there. It's a long one. It has 10 blanks. You want me to do it now, or will you be doing? Should I send it to you? Sairam, what is it? I'll
Ma'am,
send it. Tell me.
then we will do half of the passage.
Okay. You want first we'll do the rules and you want me to do that after the rules?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, fine. We'll first finish. Charan, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll just do the rules. Okay. Able to see?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
What's happening here? Okay. So this is the rules for all the tenses, okay? Direct and indirect speech. So this is all I'm just going, we'll go a little fast, okay? The lot of rules. Let us just understand them. So the verb in the first part of the sentence, he said, she said, is called a reporting verb. The second part of the sentence, enclosed in inverted commas or quotations marks, is called a reported speech. For converting direct speech into indirect speech, the tense of reported speech is changed. So whenever you're doing in quotations, it is called direct speech, right? And whenever you are removing the quotations, it is called the indirect speech, right? So let us see the examples. For example, if he says, he said, I am writing a letter, the indirect speech will be, he said that he was writing a letter. Am becomes was. And for all the direct to indirect sentences, you have to use the word that. Okay, this is very important. He said that he was writing a letter. So I am writing a letter, the present becomes past. So if the reporting verb, that is first part of the sentence, is in the present or future tense, the tense of the reported speech is not changed while converting direct into indirect speech. For example, if he says Sarah is going to school, he says that Sarah is going to school. So the tense is not changed here. For see this one, very important. If he's saying this, he says, if it is mentioned that he says Sarah is going to school, the indirect speech will not become he said that Sarah was going to school. No, he says will remain. He says that Sarah is going to school. The tense is not changed if the verb is in the present tense. Remember, this is very important. The verb is in the present tense, okay? He says. And not only for that, even for your truths, some truths like, the sun, like Usha ma'am said, the sun, quote, the sun rises in the east.
Universal
So
truth.
this is a truth. So the indirect speech will be, Usha ma'am said that the sun rises in the east. It will not change to the sun rose in the east. Okay, no. The universal truths, whatever the tenses, it remains that. Understood? For the present and the universal truth, whatever the tenses are not changed for that. If he says Sarah is going to school, the indirect becomes he says Sarah is going to school. Okay, just you add one that over there. But if it was he said Sarah is going to school, then your indirect speech becomes he said that Sarah was going to school. You understand, children, the difference here? When it is says, the tense will not change. But if it was said, he said Sarah is going to school, then the indirect speech is he said that Sarah was going to school. So this is very important. Make a note of it. Now, if the reporting verb of the sentence is in the past tense, the tense of the reported speech is changed for converting direct into indirect speech. For example, he said Sarah is going to school. Then the indirect speech becomes he said that Sarah was going to school. The tense is changed here. The rules for the other tenses, for example, the present, simple present will change it into simple past when you're converting into direct to indirect. Present continuous tense becomes past continuous tense. Present perfect tense becomes past perfect tense. Present perfect continuous becomes past perfect continuous tense when you're changing direct to indirect. Simple past tense becomes past perfect tense. Like, she said she said she drank water. So the past tense, the reported will become, she said that she had drunk water, or because it is the past perfect. Okay. We'll come for the examples next. Past continuous tense becomes past perfect continuous tense. Past perfect tense remains unchanged. Whatever, if it is a past perfect tense, it will not change. And past perfect continuous tense remains unchanged. So these are the things you need to remember, because you need to know your tenses very well. Once you know these rules well. Future, simple future will become would. Future continuous tense will change into would be. Future perfect tense will change into would have. And future continuous tense will have been into would have been. Will change into would. Will be into would be. Will have into would have. Will have been into would have been, when you're changing from direct to indirect. So see, the simple present tense, how this is. He said, I write a letter. He said that he wrote a letter. She said, I teach kids. She said that she taught kids. They said, we play football. They said that they played football. You said, I eat an apple. You said that you ate an apple. She said, I work in a hospital. She said that she worked in a hospital. So these are the examples. He said, I do not like coffee. He said that he did not like coffee. So simple present is changing into simple past. The same way present, this is all the same. Now present continuous changing into past continuous. He said, I'm waiting for a bus. He said he was waiting for a bus. She said, I'm drinking water. She said that she was drinking water. So this is simple. These are all very easy. Present perfect changes into past. She said, I have bought a camera. She said that she had bought a camera. This is a little, you need to remember what is present perfect and what is past. In the present perfect, you have, has, and in the past, you have had. They said, we have spent all the money. They said that they had spent all the money. You said David has passed the exam. You said that David had passed the exam. So this is just the has will become had. So the present perfect in the indirect will become past perfect. Present continuous changes into past continuous. The same thing. He has been living. He said, I have been living. He said that he had been living. They said, we have been living. They said, they have been living. So have changes to had there. Have been changes to had been. Present continuous changes to past continuous. Sorry, present perfect continuous changes to past perfect. Past tense changes to past perfect. This is important. He said, I saw a joker. He said that he had seen a joker. This you need to remember. The simple past becomes past perfect. She said, I broke the glass. She said that she had broken the glass. They said, we won the prize. They said that they had won the prize. So here the simple past is changing into past perfect. And in the past perfect, you have the third form of the word, that is the past participle, right? Seen, broken, won, bought, enjoyed. So the past participle, past verbs are used in the past perfect tense. Past perfect continuous changes into past continuous changes into past perfect continuous. I was writing a letter. I had been writing a letter. She said, I was washing the shirts. She said that she had been washing the shirts. So, was changes to had been. Continuous. Has been is present, but here it is had been. That is, it is changing to past continuous. Children, till now, is it clear or any doubts?
It's clear now.
Yeah, I'll send it to you, Sharon. Yeah, I'll send the whole PPT so that you can refer to it. I just simplified for you also. I thought this would be easier. Okay. Past perfect tense, anyway, we have seen same thing, past continuous. Past perfect remains the same. You can't change it. He said, I had resolved the issue. The past perfect, I had resolved the issue. I had completed the work. I had gone to school. You can't change it. So he said that he had resolved the issue. He said that he had completed the work. David said that he had gone to school. So in past perfect remains the same. And also past perfect continuous remains the same. He said, I had been using the same card since 2005. He said that he had been using the same card. So past perfect and past perfect continuous, there is no change in the tenses. Okay, simple past becomes simple past perfect, past continuous becomes past perfect continuous, but past perfect there is no change, past perfect continuous there is no change. Now coming to future. Simple future will changes to would. He said, I will buy a camera. He said that he would buy a camera. He said, I will go to London. He said that he would go to London. She said, I will wear a new dress. She said that she would wear a new dress. So in simple future tense, will changes to would. Future continuous would be changes, sorry, will be changes to would be. He said to me, I will be waiting for you. He said to me that he would be waiting for me. She said, I will be cleaning the room. She said that she would be cleaning the room. So future, simple future will changes to would and will be changes to would be in continuous. Same. Now future perfect will have will change into would have. She said, I will have started a new job. She said that he would have started a new job. She said in quotes, I have cooked some food. She said that she would have cooked some food. So future perfect will have changes to would have in the indirect speech. And remember, in everything when you're changing from direct to indirect, thumb rule, there is a that. That is a must. Same. Future perfect will have changed to would have. These are all the examples. The future perfect continuous will have been changes to would have been. So wherever there is just will, it changes to would. Just that, remember that. Will have, will changes to would, will be changes to would be, will have changes to would have been changes to would have been. David will have been living America since 18th April. Okay. Living in America, sorry. He said that David would have been living in America since 10th of April. So remember, will have been changes to would have been. Same. These are all the examples. Future perfect continuous will have been changes into would have been the same thing. Okay, again we have one. Okay. Now coming to the models. This is very important. For converting direct speech into indirect speech, the present models can, may, must are changed to post models. That is could, might, and had. Okay. I can sing a song. She said she could sing a song. He said I can drive a car. He said that he could drive a car. He cannot play a guitar. He said that he could not play the guitar. So can changes to could. From direct, can will become could. Must will change to had to. This is very important. Must will change to had to. I must study for the exam. He said that he had to study for the exam. This is very important, children. Must will change to had to, remember. He said, I must study for the exam. He said he had to study. Must finish, he had to finish. Must eat, had to eat. So must will change. And may, sorry, changes to might. Where is that? May, might isn't there. Okay. May will change to might. She said, I may go to the shop. She said that she might go to the shop. So the may changes to might. The examples are not here, but I'm just telling you, okay? These models are not changed and remain the same in indirect speech. So should, might, could, would, ought to be will not change. So if there is a can, there is a may, and there is a must. Can changes to could, may changes to might, must changes to had to. But if it is already could, should, Might, would, and ought in the indirect speech, it will not change. He said, I should make a good decision. He said that he should make a good decision. Okay. The patient said, I should take my medicine. The patient said that he should take his medicine. So here the pronoun my will become his. I mean, whatever. The first person, second person will come to the pronouns also next. So remember, I should make a good decision. He said that he should make a good decision. So should will not change, would will not change. If it is there is might will not change. So these models will not change. Okay. He said I might change my decision. He said that he might change his decision. She said I might eat something. She said that she might eat something. So would, could, would, and ought to will not change. He said, I ought to attend the lectures. He said that he ought to attend the lectures. Okay. So these models only may, if there is a may, if there is a can, and if there is a, what was the other one we had? May, can, and must will change. Must becomes might, may becomes had to, and can becomes could. Should, would, ought to will not change. And then here the place. Words are changed in an indirect speech to replace nearness from distance. In the table, we are sharing some words which are changed in the indirect speech. So he said, I'm going now. He said that he was going then. Now becomes then. Here becomes there. Today becomes that day. Tomorrow becomes the next day. Last week, he went to the market. He said, I went to the market last week. What would be the indirect speech? He said that he had gone to the market the previous week. So last week becomes the previous week. This becomes that. Tonight becomes that night. Ago becomes before. Does becomes so. Come becomes go. And next becomes following. So these are the, if there are any, these also the places you have to change accordingly. He said, I am coming now, or I will come now. So you change it. He said that he will be coming then. So that's how it will be changed. Okay. Now, these are the pronouns you have to change from direct to indirect. I becomes he or she. You becomes he, she, they. We become they remains they, he remains they, she, it. Us becomes them, our becomes their, his becomes his, her becomes her, and its is its. So you need to change, like, in the indirect speech, the pronouns, the first person and the second person you have to see. The first person is reported speech changes according to the subject of the reported speech. In reported speech, change of the second person depends on the object of the reporting speech. The third person remains unchanged. Okay. For example, Vidya said, I am a good girl. Vidya said that she was a good girl. So I am a good girl. I becomes she here. I told them you have finished your work. I told them that they had finished their work. He said she is in Delhi. He said that she was in Delhi. Okay. Children, understood?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Down. I will share this. Okay, it's very easy. Most of the things are simple. Only you have to see the past perfect and the past perfect continuous where there are no changes. You have to be a little careful. And the pronoun I becomes she, he, and those things. Okay. And if it is again a universal truth, you're not changing. And if it is a simple present, you will the tense doesn't change. Any doubts in this? It's very simple actually, reported speech. Just you have to remember what changes to what. Okay.
Ma'am, for sentence
Yes.
will be interrogative sentences. Whether first sentence will be interrogative or receptive.
Yeah, yeah. Interrogative. I don't get the rules, right? Yeah. Okay. So in the next, when are your exams starting?
I think from first, ma'am, from first.
You all have got your. So, should we have a class on Monday? Is it okay with y'all?
Yes, ma'am.
Or you all are busy? Then I will share in this PPT only. I'll share the interrogative and I'll put it and I'll give it to you. I think I missed the interrogative. Yeah. So, do you want one more or two more classes next week, children? I was thinking if we can just go through the passive and active also, so we can finish it.
Yes, ma'am. We need 1 hour class.
Yes, sir.
I think we need one more class for active and this interrogative.
So maybe Monday or Tuesday, we will just have one class with active passive and the interrogative also we'll finish it. And in this, what we have not done, the closed passages, I'll be sending the whole PDF. Sit and do it. And some more also, if I can prepare, I will just send it to you all. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. Uh, that's all. Everything fine, children. Anything else you all want me to help you all with, or any particular topic which you all want? Otherwise, we will close the class today.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, fine, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. So welcome. See you. I'll just inform you all if it is on Wednesday, sorry, Monday or Tuesday. And yes, Charan, in the interrogative, I will put it in the thing. Is it okay if I put it in the same way in the PPT?
Yeah, it's okay, ma'am. It's okay.
Yeah, I'll do that and then we will just discuss it, okay? And then in this PDF, there are 4 or 5 more of closed passages. They are a little of a good standard ones. I was thinking it would be nice if you can solve those, okay?
Yeah.
I'll send
Ma'am,
it to
if possible,
you.
can you take a class on tomorrow, ma'am?
Pardon me, Sharon, what is it?
Possible, can you take a class on tomorrow?
Tomorrow, what time would you? Evenings will be a little difficult. When do you want tomorrow?
Any,
Monday, is it okay? If I take it on Monday?
yeah, is it okay? But
Tell
actually,
me.
exam was on 5th month. I have to revision. I have to start a revision on Monday.
So tomorrow, what topic you want?
Yeah, complete this active hours and back to passive hours also.
Afterwards, okay. So let me just see. If possible, I'll take it tomorrow, Charan. If not, then we'll do it on Monday. Morning is also okay with you all. I don't know how you all are placed, all of you. Anyway, not many kids are coming. There are only 5, 6 of you all. So whichever time you say, I will shoot Monday. I think I can take a class. If that's not a problem.
Yeah, okay.
Tomorrow, you don't take the classes tomorrow.
I think tomorrow we don't have any classes. I think so. No?
4 to 6 general studies class.
In the evening, you have a general study.
Morning, I think it's morning fine, ma'am.
It's fine, okay, because I have to prepare the slides. That's the only thing. Okay.
Okay,
So if
okay,
I
okay. Take a
the
class on Monday.
so Monday morning also it's fine with me. Let me know if you're free in the morning. I'll do the class in the morning. Fine. And we'll
Okay.
revise everything. If you have any doubts, if you have anything, okay. Wherever you go through your papers, and if you have any doubts, just keep your doubts ready so that we can discuss. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay. Then see you on Monday. I'll active voice, passive voice, interrogative, and we'll see. I'm going to send all these closed passages. Please do it in the, in your leisure time. They're little of a higher standard, but then they are nice. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Children. Okay. Bye bye. See you on Monday then. Saira.
Right.
Saira.